This first exercise is going to be for cervical strength, strengthening the curve in your neck. All you're going to do is take both your hands behind your head and push with your hands so your head resists it, and you're going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you're going to look up and take your head into extension and do the same thing, counting and resisting. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if you're doing lateral strengthening, you can do the same thing and resist to each side. Oftentimes I like to do this exercise in my car and bring the headrest up so that it hits the back of my head and just push against it. So you don't always have to take time out of your day to do this. The second exercise is going to be a traction pull. So you can take a towel or any piece of cloth device, and you're going to come into extension underneath the neck. Move my hair out of the way. And you're going to pull up. And again, you're just going to do this for 10 to 15 counts. And pulling up into that curvature. And there's no resistance with this one, so you're just pulling up. The next one is just stretches for the neck, so you're going to take it in all directions. You can do it with or without resistance from your hands, so your chin will come down to your chest, and you can leave it there and hold it for 5 seconds, or you can let the weight of your hands come, and then you can take it to the side, all the way over your shoulder, and then back into extension over the other shoulder. And keep moving it until you feel nice and stretched. It says to do it for about 5 counts, 5 seconds in each direction. You could do it a few times if that's more comfortable, or you could hold it for even longer than 5 seconds. Okay, so this prop is your Demi Roll. This helps support the cervical curve of your neck and take pressure off of your spinal cord and put your spine in the proper position. You'll notice that it says shoulders this side. That means that that's going to face towards your shoulders, and then it's going to create a curve that your neck goes over. You'll be directed by your doctor as to the specific position for your neck to go on it. Normally, about 90% of us, this curvature, the top of it, is going to fall in the middle of the curvature in our spine. And so you'll lay it flat on the floor, and then you're going to lay flat on the floor with it. Again, the flat part facing towards my shoulders. And my head's going to come up and over it. It'll look or feel like you're looking back and over your head into extension, but really you're not. You're sitting in neutral. And then you just lay here for whatever the doctor's directed, anywhere from 3 minutes to 20 minutes, and allow your spine to settle into the proper position. Okay, this next exercise is to strengthen your rhomboids. Your rhomboids are a muscle in the back of your shoulder that are going to help pull your shoulders back into proper position. And so you want a resistance band. You could put it around a doorknob or a door handle or the top of a door. So with your resistance band, you're going to stand up straight, tuck your elbows in, and you're going to resist and pull back. You should be feeling it in the back of your shoulders. And again, you're just going to go through the amount of repetitions that are put on your paper or the doctor's recommended. So maybe 3 sets of 15 pulls or 10 pulls. And you'll want the resistance band that fits your strength. So I know they have black ones, blue ones, red ones, purple ones. Maybe start off with the easiest one. I think a red one is a medium size, a purple one is one of the easier ones. And you can purchase a resistance band from Amazon, Target, or any of those stores. Okay, this next exercise is a chest expander and strengthener. So you're gonna come on your belly. You can do this on a ball or on the floor, but you're just gonna lift your arms up and take them back and forward, and you can stretch them forward. So arms up, back, stretch them forward. You can go through that series somewhere between 10 to 15 times, and again, extra sets will just add strength to it. While we're on the floor, I'll also go through back strengthener. So this is what we call a Superman move. So you stretch your arms out and you bring your feet up in the back and your arms up in front, and you're just gonna hold this position and count to 20 or 30 seconds. And or you can start to flutter your arms and legs if you want to take it to the next level. So easiest is lifting just arms. Second is arms and legs. Third is both and fluttering for the 20 to 30 seconds. While we're on the floor here, you can come up to hands and knees. This is called your cat-cow posture. And you might have been recommended by the doctor to do 10 sets of this, 20 sets of this, but you're gonna just suck your belly button in, bring your back to the ceiling, tuck your chin to your chest as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to bring your belly button down, draw your shoulder blades together, and then just go through a series of those back and forth. And use your breath to go with it too. So you're going to breathe in as you go up, and out as you push down. Just back and forth. If you want to continue to strengthen the back, you can do a hold here. So you're gonna leave your left arm on the floor and your left leg will come up and your right arm will come up. And just balancing here, holding for 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Or longer if you choose, and then you're gonna do the opposite side as well. And holding it for your 20 seconds. If you lose your balance, just come back to where you were before. Try to keep your pelvis level. Don't let the hip pop up like that. Keeping it level and your arm straight in front of you in line, not out here, straight in front. From here, you can spread your knees a little bit further than hip distance apart and stretch your arms forward and bring your bottom back onto your heels. And head comes to the floor, and you can just stretch this out. This is called child's pose. Really good for stretching your low back and your shoulders out. And you can hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. This one's great to do right before you go to bed, just on the floor, stretching out. While we're on the floor, I'm gonna roll back onto my back. And we can stretch out what's called our piriformis. So you're gonna cross your right leg over your left, and you're gonna draw this into your left leg in. You should feel a stretch right here on the outside of your bum. If you don't feel it, you can try to bring your knee in closer and just walk the heel further down on this left thigh. And just sitting here for, again, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, until it's a little uncomfortable, but you're feeling a good stretch. And then you'll come out of that position, cross your left foot over your right leg, bring your right leg into the chest. Again, if you need it to stretch a little bit further, bring the heel down, or a little bit less, put it up here. If this is too much, you might even be in a sitting position, and you just bring the foot right here and walk your elbows in, so that you can feel that stretch. Again, just right here on the outside of your bum. Then we'll come onto your hands and knees and stretch your psoas. So you're gonna step forward with your right leg, keeping the hips in line, and then you're gonna push the left hip forward and come forward. You'll feel a stretch right here and the front part of your abdomen. This is called your psoas muscle. You can hold this for about 20 seconds on each side, and then we'll switch and go to the other side. So step forward with your left, keeping the hips in line, pushing that right hip forward, and you'll feel this stretch right here. This will also get a little bit of your hip flexors. So for any of you runners, bikers, or athletes, your hip flexor gets really tight with all of the activity that you're doing. Very good. A plank move. This is for strengthening the core. It can be done several different ways. The traditional plank is going to be on your hands and the top of a push-up position, sucking your belly button in, keeping your pelvis flat and your bum down. You can certainly come down to your elbows. And here you can lift one arm or one leg if you want to make it challenging, or you can come down to your knees, whether you're on your hands or on your elbows. If you're just starting, you may be just starting doing plank work to strengthen the core because you've had a lower back injury. Start with 30 seconds, start on your knees and at the top of a push-up, and work your way all the way up to a full plank. And then you can also move into a side plank. So you start with one knee down, one leg up on your elbow, and then your opposite hand comes to your hip. You want to create one long line, and then you can transition to, once you've strengthened, coming all the way up onto your hands and your feet, and that hip stays up. And then of course you can switch to the opposite side, which is going to be the same, your arm up and your feet. For an air squat, you want to make sure that your feet are hip distance apart, and then your knees do not cross over your toes. That'll put too much pressure on your knees. You're just going to come down into a chair or sitting position or a squat position. Keep your arms up level. If this is too hard, you can keep them here close inside, but strengthening your shoulder girdle while you're doing it. But you're just holding this position, and maybe you're not starting with a full squat hold for 30 seconds. Maybe you're starting with a half squat, and you're just starting to strengthen the quad and the bottom to keep the pelvis in the right position. Make sure when you're doing a squat that you're putting equal amounts of weight onto each of your legs. So if you have to do it in front of a mirror, sometimes that's helpful. You don't want to be shifting to one side or the other. You want to be going straight back and hold. Got an IT band stretch. There's two ways. There's actually a few ways you can do it. One, you cross your right over your left. You're going to come up and then just bend forward. And if you don't feel it in this position, you can bring your right arm up if your right arm is what's crossed over. And then, of course, you can step over with your left and come down and lift this up. The second way to do it is while you're standing, is cross over and then stretch. You're going to feel more of a side body stretch as well with this one. I don't feel it as much. You want the IT band, which is what attaches from your knee to your hip, to feel the stretch. So I prefer to do it bending over, but you could do it on either side like this as well. So stepping left over right and stretching over. Back of your heels touch the back of the wall, your hips touch the wall, your shoulders touch the wall, elbows, and your hands facing out, not facing in, facing out, and then your head. First step is just actually holding this position for a minute. The second step would actually be doing repetitions. So you're going to bring your arms up. This would be 1 repetition, 2, and continue taking your arms up and back for whatever the doctor has recommended. So maybe you're starting with 15 repetitions, maybe you're all the way up to 20 or 25. This is going to be strengthening the whole posterior spine. All the activities that we do every day are drawing our spine and our shoulders and everything forward. This is going to help pull it back. This is a great activity for anybody, no matter if you're under care in a chiropractic office, but child, adult, anybody that uses a phone, looks down at a phone, or down at books. This is going to be effective for pulling everybody back into their proper posture and position. Moving forward from there, you're going to have your pec opener or your shoulder opener exercise. You don't need a PVC pipe. We have one in the office that we use, or you can use one of these. These are easily accessible at Home Depot, Lowe's for like $2 or $3. Or you could just use a broom at home. But you're going to stretch your arms out. Make sure that your elbows are locked out. Bring the pipe or the broom above your head. If this is as far as you can go, just stop here. If you can take it all the way back, this is where you want to get to to be able to open up those shoulders, and then you're going to come forward. This can be done in repetitions of 10, 15, or 20, just back and forth, nice and easy and slow. And once you get really good at this exercise, see how my elbow bent there? You don't want it to do that. You want to keep it locked out and straight. You can start to swing it in a circle around, and you want to do both directions. Very good. Another way to stretch your shoulders and your pec out is if you come into a doorway, or really along anything, I guess I could use the TV, you're gonna step forward and resist with this hand so that this opens up. Can be in front of a doorway, you can use a TV, just grabbing anything that's stationary and grounded to stretch. And then you can do both sides. I know you can't see me, but both sides, stretching that for 20 or 30 seconds. Again, opening up that shoulder girdle, preventing the anterior shoulder roll and this poor posture, and bringing you into proper alignment.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to connect with us and learn more, we're constantly shooting information or shooting videos. We actually have a blog as well, and we have a website where you can learn so much more. If you want help with your health, you can actually connect with us, come into our clinic, or jump on a phone call with us and see if we can help you. To do that, go to the links below in the information area and click those areas, and then you can move forward and see how we can actually address and help you with your health issues as well.